Well, hello. I'm pleased to say I've got some more Conan content for you because recently Monolith have released the campaign book from the Kickstarter as well as the 3 expansions. So we've got one here for the Khitai. As you can see, it's a nice sealed box. We've got a load of figures, some map tiles, a new hero, a couple of extra bits and pieces. And this looks like an interesting scenario because you've actually got a tower that you've got to kind of scale, as well as having this extra map by the looks of it. So anyway, let's get inside the box and see what it's actually like. Okay, so we've got the shrink wrap off and the box. Oh, it's quite tightly packed by the looks of it. So we've got our hero here. What's that? Shentu. And he's got a few abilities. This one looks new to me. I don't think I've seen that one. It's probably in the base game. We've got a scenario book. Let's have a quick look. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4 by the looks of it. So 4 scenarios with a nice bit of artwork on the back. And of course, foreign language tiles. So we've got some foo dogs, some Khitan guards, some Javelin Throwers. We've also got a character that might remember from one of my other boxing, the Shumian, and also an evil hound, and a couple of little hero sheets here. So yeah, nice little punch board there. We've got our tower, which is quite interesting layout on that. And we've got this very, very large map here with some grounds around the tower and then a couple of extra layers. So when you put this map out, it's going to be quite big. We've got our little figure box here, and that's it. So let's have a look at these figures. Okay, well, initial impressions, quite good. So we've got our hero here. What's he, Shentu? Just try and get that to focus a bit better for you there. So yeah, he's an interesting character with double sword action going on by the looks of it. We've then got, I guess these are the Javelin Throwers. So yeah, some nice detail on these guys. Can see this being a little bit vulnerable, but hopefully not too bad. We've then got some pikemen. Might need to do a little bit of a hot water treatment on these. A little bit of a bend in the spear there. The Najinta, is it? And yeah, they're quite nice, interesting figures. They will probably paint up quite well. I do need to think about painting these at some stage, but because it's a board game, I must admit I'm not quite so fast at painting these up as maybe I should be, because I think these would look really good painted up. Yeah, that's a nice little sword and shield combo there. We do have an alternative sculpt here of our kind of wizardess, so our sorceress maybe. Yeah, she looks quite good, and you could of course substitute her with the figure from one of the expansions. And then we've got these kind of weird foo dog things, which yeah, they're nice as well. So overall, the actual figures are pretty good. We got some cards as well, including a nice key, of course, again in French as well as English by the looks of it. So yeah, it's a pretty nice looking expansion. Now, I have read that some of these scenarios are quite interesting. I have also read that there are a load of PDFs on the website, so I have downloaded those. I've got a feeling they are from the campaign book. And the game is starting to build up to quite a nice selection. So hopefully all those bits in the core box are going to start being used. So anyway, let me just try and get this all tidied up and try and lay out the map. And because it's quite big, I'm probably going to have to stand up, so a little bit of wobbly cam might be incoming. Okay, well, I'm pleased to say the map tiles are double-sided. So you've got this side here, which is not the tower. It looks like a nice waterway, and we've got some nice detail with you know, some traders obviously with their boats, and then you've got your kind of rooms with various goods and bits and pieces in, so that's a nice little touch. The tower map actually has a nice rendition of the cover artwork with Conan looking nice and imposing, and if we flip this over, we have level 0 and level 4 of the tower by the looks of it. So come in here, climb up through the tower, and eventually end here slightly above the clouds. Okay, now having flipped the map, I've realised I made a slight error. You actually enter here on level 1, and then you can choose to go down to level 0, or you come up to level 2, followed by level 3, and eventually end up at level 4. So I'm not sure why they didn't make this the entry per se, and then have this just be the tower, but I guess you know, it doesn't make a big difference really, but it just seemed a little bit weird, I guess, that you know, you might have to go to this map and then come back to this one. No big deal, it's not a huge issue. I'm guessing, without reading the scenarios, that this goes down and this goes up, but obviously you're going to have a look at the scenario book. Now that's the one criticism I might make about the game, is that the line of sight issue has been a bit of a sticking point, and you know, how obvious are the doors? Well, it doesn't look too bad on this map. I think it's pretty good, and I think the way they've done the stairs, I think it's pretty obvious that's coming up and that's going up, so it's not so bad maybe as it could be. It is something maybe they need to look into, and hopefully with the new rule book, I'm going to try and check with my friendly local game store if they can actually get a printed out version of it, because I don't want to rely on just a PDF. But yeah, I mean, it's continuing the trend of beautiful production. Obviously there are a couple of little bits and pieces here that may annoy you if you choose to find these things irritating, and it's great to see that we got a load of new stuff into the game, and it's also good to see they are still releasing PDFs as well, so people don't miss out, particularly if they didn't back the Kickstarter. And that's the one thing that has slightly irritated me about Conan, is that, you know, if you miss out on getting some of the Kickstarter exclusives, there are some potential issues there. Now luckily for me, I was able to pick up someone's Kickstarter pledge, so I should be pretty good to go. But these scenarios are going to have a good read. Apparently we've got a bloody burglary, and we're going to use the main tiles. Let's have a look quickly without trying to do too many spoilers. Smokescreen is also going to be the tower. The remedy, which apparently is for 4 heroes, that's going to be the other side of the map with the kind of waterways. So we've got two scenarios per map side. So 2 scenarios with this tower, and then flip the map for 2 scenarios on the other side. So I just need to get punching, work out how the hell I'm going to store all this, because I'm not sure it's going to go back in this box that easily once it's all punched out. But yes, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far, and hopefully you've enjoyed this quick look at the contents of the game. I just need to deal with the other expansions, and then maybe once I've done that, I'll kind of give a general overview of how I feel the expansions work out. We'll have to see. It's going to be quite a lot of reading for me to plough through.